Hello, world. Welcome back to Golf Subpar with Colt Knost and Drew Stoltz. The BMW Championship is in the books, and what a performance by Viktor Hovland. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But also, once again, huge shout out to Polo Ralph Lauren here in Chicago. Had the opportunity to go to the store, sit down with Captain Zach Johnson, show off the new uniforms for this year's Ryder Cup over in Rome. It was so much fun. Can't thank them enough for having us out. And as always, Sleaze, we look fantastic in our polo gear.
Oh my God, dude. I didn't sleep that night. Had the red, white, and blue on for the first time in a meaningful way. And I was ready to go. But huge shout out to Ralph Lauren right there in downtown Chicago on Michigan Ave. Ended up being a number of people watching that podcast, kind of changed the vibe there towards the E9. I was like, I got a few that I'm not sure I want to ask in front of 50 people here. So we'll run a little audible. But Ralph Lauren is proud to continue its partnership with the PGA of America as the official outfitter of the 2023 United States Ryder Cup team. Combining the rich heritage of the greatest team event in golf with innovative performance fabrics, Ralph Lauren will provide the U.S. team with apparel to be worn during the tournament play at the 44th Ryder Cup, which will be contested at Marco Simoni Golf and Country Club in Rome, Italy, from September 29th through October 1st. Ralph Lauren will also outfit all caddies, spouses, and partners of the U.S. team, including Ralph Lauren Golf ambassadors, U.S. team captain Zach Johnson, and vice captain Davis Love III. The RLX Golf Collection is available in select Ralph Lauren stores, exclusive private clubs and resorts, and online at ralphlauren.com. Scoop and score. 'Tis the season, big fella.
Look good, play good. It's a very simple rule. Make sure you go get some polo gear ASAP. All right, let's get to Viktor Hovland in the BMW Championship. My goodness gracious, Sleaze. I had the opportunity to walk with that group on Sunday, Viktor Hovland and Rory McIlroy. Rory looked like he was shooting 80, and I believe he ended up shooting 66 compared to what Viktor Hovland was doing. You know, they both got off to really good starts on Sunday, kind of slowed there a little bit, around 6, 7, 8, 9. Then all of a sudden, we made the turn, and Viktor turned into a superhuman, making 8 threes on the back nine, just 1-4 for a back nine 28. Look, I know it was soft, but that is still a championship golf course. That is a major championship golf course. It is not easy. The rough was no joke. He went out there and shot 7 under par, 28. I said afterwards, it might be the greatest 9 holes I've ever witnessed in my life. It was just an absolute clinic.
28, you're going to need to see something pretty damn good to beat the 28 in terms of lifetime golf. Dude, it was, I mean, look, Viktor, one of the best ball strikers in the world. The chipper sometimes is his Achilles heel. Good news about not being great at chipping. If you hit it perfect, you don't really ever have to chip. Like you said, 8 threes on the back, the only 4 coming on a par 5. How about this stat, too, just to put in perspective how good that ball striking was? You mentioned, all right, it's a soft golf course. I don't give a shit. It's hard. It's Olympia Fields. It's a U.S. Open venue. The rough was thick. His longest putt on that side, 12 feet. He didn't chip in. There was no hole outs. There was no weird stuff. It was just pepper the flag over and over for 9 holes. Man, that last shot he hit in there on the 72nd to stone it, I was like, there's no way that this doesn't go in for the 61 and the win. And man, he just can't, like we talk about, there's tournaments, there's golf tournaments that some people, they lose them. They don't always win them. Nobody lost this thing. Viktor Hovland just came out and took it and won. And he's going to be a problem over there at Marco Simoni. They're top of that European team is tough.
All right, well, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit because his short game does not suck anymore. He chips the shit out of it. He hit so many great pitches. Him and Joe Mayo went to work last year and has changed his golf game. There's a reason he's been so consistent, hasn't missed a cut this year, because he can now rely on that short game. And that's why I think the first major championship is coming very soon for Viktor Hovland. We've always known about his ball striking. He's a decently good putter, but I'm telling you, some of the up and downs, he had the up and down on 15, the par 5, from off the downslope, ball below his feet in that rough was fantastic. Hit a beautiful one on the first hole of the day. He has so much confidence in his chipping now. It's terrifying. I mean, he is going to be a factor every time he tees it up, in my opinion. Like I said, 0 missed cuts. He's now number 2 in the FedEx Cup. If Scotty would have bogeyed 18 on Sunday, Viktor Hovland would have been number 1. So that was actually a big moment. I know Scotty had to hoop it from the fairway, but him making par kept him in the number 1 spot. Going to have a 2-shot lead going into Eastlake this week.
Yeah, and I guess as we've kind of, Scotty, Rory, Rahm have all been kind of controlling that world number 1. in the world golf rankings for a while now. It ain't going to be too long until Viktor Hovland gets up there and probably takes that spot at some point. As you mentioned, major championships seem to be catered towards his golf game more than maybe a lot of the regular PGA Tour events. He's going to get going. He's going to start winning. He doesn't miss cuts ever, which is helpful. He's going to start peeling off some of the big boys, and I think he may be the next guy who hasn't yet held that spot to take that official world number one in the world golf rankings. He's a beast.
He was fifth in the world going in, goes out and wins a monster field, and he's still fifth in the world. These rankings, they make no sense to me.
The gaps at the top are a little bit tough, but yeah, I will never really quite understand how all that works. You need a PhD in math to figure those things out.
But once again, I mean, congratulations to him. He's going to have a great chance to win the FedEx Cup. He'll be paired with Scotty Scheffler on Thursday, starting 2 shots back. But Scotty Scheffler, I mean, it looked like the tournament was his until Viktor just went absolutely nuts. But I will go back to, I mean, the putting, it is what it is. He made a few more this week, I thought, but still, when he had to have it, the par putt on 17, he says he hit a good putt. The first one ran by, 4 or 5 feet, missed it coming back. I was like, okay, he's going to make par here and then do Scotty Scheffler things. He's the best player in the world. He's going to hit it down the fairway. He's going to give himself a look. Let's see if he can make a putt under huge pressure to force a playoff. But he didn't have that opportunity. But it's just insane to me how good this guy hits the golf ball.
Dude, even with what Viktor did this week, especially on Sunday, Scotty still led in virtually like every meaningful ball striking stat. How about this? Courtesy of Justin Ray, by the way. Shout out Justin Ray. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you get all the golf stats. But Scotty basically has now wrapped up the second best ball striking season since the ShotLink era began. Number 1, 2006 Tiger, pretty decent. Number 2 now going to be Scotty Scheffler, and then number 3, 2007 Tiger. So good company. But dude, his ball striking this year, I mean, like you said, he made a few more this week. It was still not a strength by any means, but man, just with an average putter, what he could have possibly done this year. Good news is ball striking tends to be pretty reliable for Scotty.
And then one other guy I just wanted to touch on, Rory McIlroy, who I believe I'm in a full-blown relationship with now. Walked with him all 4 days last week. Seems like I walk with him every single round. Max Homa was giving me a hard time on the range Sunday. He's like, you going with us today? I'm like, no. He goes, oh, let me guess. Rory, you never leave his side. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, Max, don't get jealous. You're still my number one guy, dude. Don't worry. I'm still your guy. I just go where they tell me. It's not up to me. But this is another one. He finishes 4th. Okay. And the way we were talking, we sound like he played like absolute shit. Missed a lot of opportunities. But I just think that shows you how much we respect his game, how good we think he is. I mean, the dude he has 9 straight top 9s. Right now. One of them's a win, but in my opinion, I think he's frustrated. Like, he feels like he's just let so many tournaments get away. You go back to Memphis, he made the 20-footer on 18 for birdie on Sunday. Misses the playoff by a shot, walks off the green, looks right at me and goes, well, that's fucking typical. I mean, just like he just knows, he's like, I should win these golf tournaments by 4 or 5 shots, and I'm just letting them get away. But he's heading into East Lake. Okay. He's got 3 FedEx Cup titles. He kind of likes that place.
Going to be tough to bet against him. We'll get into the betting here shortly, but with the odds and the staggered scoring, there's really only a few guys you're going to pick. But between Rory and Scotty this season, the amount of golf tournaments they potentially could have won, I mean, it's mind-blowing. The way they both hit the golf ball, the stretches that they've both gone on. Rory's in it right now with the 9 straight top 9s. Scotty had it for a while with the top 12 streak. It's been a joke, tee to green, from both of those guys. Speaking on one last, item of note that happened this week. Ryder Cup standings, we've been doing a lot of talk, a lot of hypotheticals, a lot of projections, all that stuff. A guy we've both had on the team, I still have on the team very easily, but Brooks Koepka, officially out of the top 6, will need a captain's pick from Zach Johnson. Any big deal or no on that? Some people will make it a big deal, is why I'm asking.
A lot of people are trying to make it a big deal. I think he's on the team. I think if you listen to what Zach said during our interview with him last week, I mean, he raved about how incredible it's been that, he was even inside the top 6 with the number of events he had to count towards Ryder Cup points. So I think he's in. I think it causes a lot of problems for Zach Johnson if he doesn't pick him. And I don't think he wants that extra stress. I think Brooks is very good in the team room. He's a beast. He shows up for the biggest moments. I would want him on the squad.
I think it's a 0. I mean, it's not even a factor for me, whether he's 6th, 7th, 5th, 4th, whatever. Brooks Koepka has very few events to earn points this year. Won a major championship, runner-up in another one. I mean, if you don't take him on this team, it's just like these are political picks, because there's no way you can argue that he's not one of the 12 best Americans that you want to go over there with. And a good point to you, I think there are names that wouldn't fit in there in terms of like locker room issues. No one seems to have an issue with Brooks. He wasn't bad-mouthing anybody on the way out. He's been playing practice rounds at the major championships with guys that are going to be on both sides of the Ryder Cup team. I think it's a nothing burger, but there's going to be people out there, making this, I guess, a topic of conversation. But Brooks is on that team, or I will eat my hat. I got a big head. I got a huge head, dude. That'll make my tummy hurt.
You have a visor.
That's true. It could be even tougher to get down.
It'll be interesting. I think next week we'll discuss more about who we think is going to be picked after the Tour Championship. It's going to be a tough decision for Zach. He knows that. There's going to be some very happy guys and some very upset guys. So I don't envy Zach having to make those phone calls. But we'll just have to sit back and wait and see. And also, congratulations to hopefully future guest Nick Dunlap, who won the U.S. Amateur out at Cherry Hills, 4-3. Incredible performance. This guy's a stud, man. And talk about a tough draw for the USGA and the U.S. Amateur. Him and Gordon Sargent, round of 64, right out of the gates. I mean, two of the favorites going in. Man, that sucked to have one of them go home early. But I don't know if you saw this story real quick about Nick Dunlap, but he began the U.S. Amateur by playing the wrong ball on his third hole. Okay, 4-putting his fifth hole. He's 5 over through 7 in stroke play. I mean, just absolute disaster. I mean, here's a guy. You got to go out. You got to make sure you get in the top 64. Not the start you're looking for. Jeff Curl, who I know very well, is his caddy. Played professional golf for a long time. Took his yardage book, and on the 8th hole, he's 5 over through 7. Wrote, "This can be an amazing story if you let go and let it happen." Didn't tell him he did it, just put it in there and then handed the yardage book back, saw it, and the man went on a tear, and now he is the 123rd U.S. Amateur champion. Hey,
Jeff, you know what else could be an amazing story? If I don't hit the wrong ball in the fairway.
Easy. Don't blame that on Curl.
By the way, my boy, Drew Kittleson, went up there, hit the wrong ball in the final hole of his first round of stroke play, too. And I was like, what are you doing? You played golf for a million years. It's just hard to believe that stuff still happens. But to be 5 over through 5, come back, make match play with a little room, I guess, I shot 1 under on that thing. So it was right on the digit. The first round match, like you mentioned, with Gordon Sargent. I mean, just doctor the scores, a little first in, last out type situation. Maybe move those things one spot so they don't have the opening round match together. But damn, he played good. That's a fun golf tournament to watch. Shout out Cherry Hills. Denver showed up for that thing. There's a lot of people out there. And to Neil Shipley as well, who Colt, I'm pretty sure, is in some way, shape, or form related to Andres Gonzalez.
I heard a lot of those comparisons, and Pat Perez. I'm sad. We were on the same time they were, so I didn't get to see any of it. I saw the highlights, so I want to go back and watch that. But that's a life changer for him. He'll be teaming up at the Masters, the U.S. Open, the Open Championship. Really cool to see. And just once again, congratulations. Hope to get him on the show soon. All right, let's get to some gambling, because the playoffs are here, and there is no better place to get in on the golf action than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. And this week with the staggered scoring, we're going to do it a little different. We're going to pick you someone we think is going to win with the strokes and someone who's going to win just the outright 72-hole low score. So we give you a few options there. And if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use with a ton of different pre-tournament and in-play markets. And when you win, you get paid instantly. So go to FanDuel.com/subpar and sign up. That's FanDuel.com/subpar to get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. FanDuel is the official betting operator of the PGA Tour. We're on to Atlanta, the Tour Championship. This is it for all the marbles. Winner gets $18 million. And also one last shout out to Chicago. The fact that the PGA Tour doesn't go there every year is ridiculous. This city shows up. We need to come here every year. We need to go to Chicago, Boston, New York, Dallas, all the big sporting markets, Atlanta. Man, it hits different. That scene around 17 and 18 out there at Olympia Fields was unbelievable.
They got some of the best golf courses in the United States, and they got some golf-starved fans too. So couldn't agree more. There's a lot of places they could even move that around in Chicago, and they wouldn't have a bad golf course out of the lot. So yeah, shout out Chicago. That place looked mint this
All right,
week.
well, we're on to the Tour Championship. Staggered scoring. Scotty Scheffler's going to start at 10 under. Viktor Hovland at 8, and they're just going to keep on going down the list. Obviously, a different one. Hard to bet, considering you're giving the best players in the world, an advantage and a disadvantage. But Eastlake, Atlanta, the place will be buzzing. It's supposed to be hotter than hell. No rain in the forecast. Temperatures between 98 and 101 all week, and that's without humidity. So good luck to me. Good luck to me. All right, I'm going with a guy as how the strokes are aligned to be your winner. He's already won 3 of these FedEx Cup titles. He has never once gone into East Lake as the number 1 seed and won. So I like that about him. Okay, this is what he likes. He's starting 3 shots back of Scottie Scheffler at 7 under par. I mentioned earlier, he finished 4th last week. He's coming off 9 straight top 9s. He did have the win at the Scottish Open. Plus 330 to win the FedEx Cup title. Give me my guy, Rory McIlroy.
Okay, like that. Where these picks are going to get criticized for not going out on a limb. But hey, it's a handicap system. What do you want us to do? The best dudes in the world are starting way ahead of everybody else. So that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't expect some guy at 2 under to make up 8 shots on Scottie Scheffler. I just don't really see that happening.
If you want to take Sepp Straka, by God, more power to you. I will tip my cap if he goes ahead and pulls that thing off. But Colt, staying in line with kind of your philosophy, I got the number 1 player in the world, and he's starting with a head start on everyone else, and there's only a handful of guys that are starting within 5 of them. I'll take Scottie Scheffler getting plus money. I mean, I just said he's just wrapped up the second best ball striking season in the history of the shot link era. The putter has been what it's been. Good news is there's hitting it the way that he's been hitting it. If he continues to do that, there's only a couple people within like realistic shouting distance of him. I don't care how many putts you make. He's going to hit it damn good the whole time. So I'll take Scottie Scheffler at plus 135 with a head start.
My one concern is the scar tissue. Last year had a 6-shot lead heading into Sunday. Rory McIlroy chased him down, but Scottie Scheffler continues to get better and better. If he makes anything, it's over. There's no doubt about that. All right, as far as low 72-hole score, this guy's an East Lake specialist. Loves this place. Won the Tour Championship his rookie year, going off at 14-1. Give me the X-Man, Xander Schauffele.
Loves this place, tears this place apart. Always a good bet for the low 72 holes. I'm going to go, my guy's going in at the same odds. I believe he's finished top 6 in the first 2 playoff events. Only 1 round over 70 during that time. He was a couple holes away from being right there at the end this past week, but everything in his game looks really good. I expect a big week from him. Give me Max Homa, 18-1 without the shots.
Yeah, he's turned it around. Him, Mark Blackburn got it dialed back in. His caddy, Joe Griner, told me, he's driving it the best he's ever seen him, and that's huge around East Lake. Narrow fairways, that deep Bermuda rough. So love Max this week. He could definitely make some noise. Make sure you go to FanDuel.com/subpar and sign up with the #1 sportsbook. FanDuel, official betting operator of the PGA Tour. Must be 21 years and older and present in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hope is here. Gambling helpline ma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369 in New York. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, or Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700, or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, or www.mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming, or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia. All right, let's get to our interview this week. We've got an Oklahoma State Cowboy. He is a beauty. We get to learn a lot about him because, honestly, we didn't know a ton about him. But he finished 74th on the FedEx Cup in his rookie season, a really solid season. Just missed out on those playoffs. We got Austin Eckroat joining us on Subpar. Here we go.
All right, folks, we got Edmond North's finest with us here today. He's a 4-time All-American at OK State. Just wrapped up a very nice rookie campaign on the PGA Tour. Got a big career ahead of him, so it's time to get to know him a little bit better. Austin Eckroat is in the house. How we doing, Eck?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's looking forward to it.
Thanks. Well, real quick, let's just get to it. You're about 15 minutes late because you're out dummying one of our loyal listeners, Hayden Wood. What was going on there? You told him you had to be done at a certain time. Was there some presses involved? What was going on?
Yeah, we were playing a game, Banker. I'm sure you guys are, you know the game pretty well. But so, yeah, I told him I was only going to play 9, and then hole 9 comes around and he's getting beat pretty bad. So encouraged me to continue playing, and then told me to tell you guys to bump it back 30 minutes, and I ended up having to leave on 16 up a pretty good amount, so I think he's a little butthurt.
Oh, don't worry.
His wife on the
his wife will bring him his coffee on time in the morning. Everything will be fine.
Exactly.
His text messages when I was like, dude, we gotta get going here, and he's like, dude, no, like he was. I was like, he's either winning a shitload right now or he's getting bodied, and he needs a few more holes. So good to hear that it was the latter. All bets are final, by the way, after 16. So make sure you collect on that.
Yeah, the game changes on 16 in our game, anyways. We played Texas Wolf, so the game was final at that point.
No,
I like it. Well, before we get to the start of your pro career a little bit, I want to talk about your high school, because Edmond North, I've heard 10 straight 6A state titles in golf. Yeah. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah, so my freshman year was the 10th in a row. And I think the guys that started it would have been, so that first year was Kevin Tway and Robert Strep. So, I mean, we had a really good run in between there, and we've had a ton of players come through. And sadly, it ended my sophomore year, but then we won it again my junior and senior year. So I don't even know why it is. We have a great, local golf course around here, and I think guys just, I wanted to be like Nick Heinen and Hayden Wood when I was growing up, because they were 3 years older than I was, and I think they wanted to be like Kevin Tway. So I think it's just kind of, that's how it works in this little community we have. Golf's pretty big, so I mean, it really is crazy when you think about it. 10 in a row.
I've never heard anything like it.
Yeah,
that's a good golf state too. They got some dudes. Was Kevin Tway also valedictorian? Is that correct?
Wow.
Yeah, I think he was in college as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
That's nice, Sleaze. Very nice.
Just a little love for Kev. Just a little love.
And also, you committed to Oklahoma State as a freshman in high school. Is that true? I mean, you didn't want to maybe explore, maybe take some good recruiting trips? Nothing?
Yes, I grew up an Oklahoma State fan. My dad had season tickets when we were growing up, so I always wanted to play there. And basically, as soon as they showed any interest, I committed. I don't even know if they gave me an offer yet at that time, but I just committed. And it really happened right before the state championship, and I actually went on to clip Hayden by 1 at that state championship to win it. So that's why he used to hate me when we were growing up, but we're friends now.
All of our listeners have got to think like, who the hell's Hayden Wood?
Who's Hayden Wood? Yeah.
You'll never know who he is. It's fine.
Hit him on Instagram and remind him of this. Reminding him of all these things. I got to hear, though, so you commit early, but your recruiting trip, I was reaching out, talked to a few of your buds. This recruiting trip, apparently you show up a little banged up in the face. Tell me about this.
Yeah, that probably was a few times, sadly. But my official visit. Yeah.
So
my caddy now, he was my best friend growing up, Stone Coburn. We were over at a buddy's house and we were chest boxing, just chest shots. And I think I got him pretty good on one, and he just clocks me in the nose and broke my nose. So on my official visit, I had to have surgery to fix my nose, and I was wearing a nose cast. And it was a good intro into Oklahoma State, I guess, it was funny.
Well, I got 2 questions here. One, I've never heard of chest boxing. Y'all just do it different in Oklahoma. 2, I mean, that's obviously got to be breaking the rules, punching you in the nose.
No, that was definitely a cheap shot, as one would call it. Yeah, so chest boxing is just below the neck, above the belt boxing. Okay. So one guy gives up. Yeah, that's what we did in high school. So not a whole lot to do in Oklahoma.
Just dudes being dudes, dude. Just punch each other in the chest over and over until someone gets pissed and hits you in the face, so you get a broken nose. That's it. That's the game.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
And you show up. You got to wear the nose guard on your trip. Tough look for the ladies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I had a nose cast. I mean, it was an extremely long time, longer than you'd think, and it was sadly during over my official visit. So,
well, that's
looks
amazing.
Good now. Looks good now.
Give us a little idea of what life in Stillwater was like. Going to Oklahoma State, obviously small town. The whole city's based around that university. But what was school like there?
It was awesome. I mean, first 2 years were a lot of fun, and then 2020, my junior year, was kind of when COVID happened. But so it's really fun the way it works out, though. You go to dinner and the whole restaurant is students. It's like it's the only people in this or during the school year that are there really are the students, and it's just a really fun atmosphere. Obviously, it's a small town. There's not a lot going on, but we have a few music festivals throughout the year. A lot of country guys whenever they're coming up. I mean, we used to see Parker McCollum for free when we were in school, and just it's a really fun campus and just the city itself.
What's the one music festival? Is it Calf Fry? Or
Yeah.
It's something like that,
Calf
right?
Fry.
That's like the one everyone talks about.
Sleaze loves calf fries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cow nuts, right? That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Is that what that is? I didn't even know.
I think it's
fried cow nuts, dude.
Bull's nuts, yeah. Yeah, so that's like a week-long just music festival, basically. And all the college kids get there, early in the morning, and it's this dirt parking lot that turns into just mud. And it's just music playing all day long, giant speakers. And then everybody goes in the festival at night. It's really fun. But it was frowned upon for us to go to, is probably the way to put it. It was right before regionals. So
okay, that's fair. Gotta stay focused. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Karsten Creek, because I mean I've played that golf course. It's absolutely brutal. But for y'all, I mean, as being a part of the team, I mean, y'all basically have free reign of the place. You can play in t-shirt and gym shorts. It's incredible. I mean, there's nothing better than that. No,
Karsten's awesome. I mean, they're actually tearing it down in the beginning of October, complete course redo. But
it's too easy.
Just the free, yeah, exactly. Yeah. The freedom we had out there was great. It didn't get much play. And we would just show up and, there was, some sort of a dress code. You couldn't go and you couldn't take your shirt off or anything in practice. But for the most part, it was really laid back and we could just go and play 18 holes in an hour. It was awesome. And it's a great golf course. It was really lucky for us to have that as our own course in college.
Does it help or hurt your confidence to play a golf course as hard as Karsten every single day? On the one hand, it's like everything else seems easier, but also I'm just trained to shoot 75s all the time.
Yeah, we always talked about it. Either makes you a fantastic driver, that golf course does, because, the fairways aren't super narrow, but, you hit a ball offline, it's gone. And basically playing down OB on both sides. So we always said it either makes you a fantastic driver or it gives you the driver yips. So there's one end or the other.
I've heard about a few of those guys that have gone the wrong way.
Been a few. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You obviously, Oklahoma State just loaded with studs every single year. Who is through your 4 years, who is the easiest money?
Easiest money? Aman Gupta.
Aman Gupta. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know much about him.
He's a good buddy of mine. He's still he plays professionally. He's a year younger than I was, and a great player. He was on our team most of the time, but me and him played every day. So he'll get a kick out of me saying that, because I'm sure he took a lot of money off me as well.
I've seen him. He made a run or two at a U.S. Amateur somewhere along the line, and I saw him out there. But, dude, there's no easy money on that team. Like, from the time you started freshman to senior year, can you go through, who are the guys that are on PGA Tour or Korn Ferry right now?
Oh, we got a lot. We had, just on my freshman year, we had on the PGA Tour now. Chris Ventura lost his card, but he's playing on the Korn Ferry Tour this year. But Viktor Hovland, Matt Wolff, Sam Stevens, and then Brendan Jelly's on the Korn Ferry Tour. Who else is on the Korn Ferry Tour? I'm sure there's a couple more in there. And then just throughout, we got guys on DP World Tour throughout my later years, and, a couple guys on Live as well. So we got players all over the place.
I got to ask about Viktor. So he comes over from Norway. Obviously, a lot of people know about his music, the heavy metal. It's absolutely terrible. Did he make y'all listen to that nonsense?
Well, so I lived with him for 2 years.
Oh, God.
So he would, most of the time he was wearing headphones, but sometimes he'd walk in and he's cooking something, and it was just the worst music you've ever heard in your entire life, just on full blast.
And for the people that don't know, if you don't know, it's death metal, headbanging. It's horrendous. Yes. Can you confirm he owns black lipstick? Cannot
confirm, but that he showed me a couple of those music videos. And
oh my God.
The music video, if you watch it, listen to it with a music video, you'd think this guy's just not right.
Yeah, it gets him on like a blacklist with that. Anyone that watches that, they're like, keep an eye on this kid.
Yeah.
There's some
This
dark
guy's got
shit going on in his head.
He's got some demons.
You live with Wolff too, right? For a couple years. All right. If you had to compare, just from a roommate perspective, who's a better roommate?
Well, Wolff and I talk more. Me and Wolff are like best friends, right? Whenever we got into school, still are now. But we basically did everything together. Him and I did. And then Viktor, it was kind of different. He's playing a PGA Tour schedule, and I'm still college, playing the college schedule. So, I mean, Viktor was probably a little messier. Matt's a little cleaner, but overall, both were great.
I love it. What a lineup. You, Viktor, and Matt. Damn.
I've done so many interviews solely about those two. Not a single question about when I was in college. What was it like, your two roommates being the top 20 in the world?
Well,
we're going to do the next 40 minutes about Viktor. So what's his favorite color, dude? Tell us more about.
We're done with you. We're actually just talking about that.
We're on Viktor now.
What's he like?
Yeah.
Let's talk about your first season though out there. You just finished 74th on the FedEx, just missed the playoffs here in Memphis. I mean, obviously, I say it all the time. I mean, when they changed it from 125 to 70, it's such a massive deal. And if I would have told you at the start of your rookie season, Austin, you're going to finish 74th, keep your card, what would you have said? I
would have taken it for sure. I mean, it's just especially coming out in the rookie category, you don't get into everything. You know, you're kind of behind the 8 ball to start. It's just honestly, you know, it's an accomplishment to keep your card. And so I played well at times this year. There was obviously time I missed 7 cuts in a row, but I mean, you just kind of get in a slump, but you have to keep playing as a rookie. And but really just a solid year. It came down. It was really close at the end. I don't know how. I mean, it was just a couple points. And just to look back, it's like, that's just one of my weeks I was playing well. It's just one more putt going in. You know, it's crazy how close it is. But the 120, I mean, we were joking around at Sedgefield that if this was any other year, I might have, you know, taken this week off to get ready for the playoffs, you know, but this being the first year it was. I mean, it's just different. But, you know, obviously I'm still in a good position and get to play this fall. So lots of golf still ahead.
What was it like those last 2 weeks? Because you went into the Wyndham, you were the 70th guy. I mean, it's impossible. I don't care what people say. Go out there, play it like any other week. It's like every single hole, birdie or bogey, you're like, I wonder what that does. I wonder if I'm 68 now or whatever. How tough was it to go out there? And really the last 2 weeks for you, you know, you were like, that's where all the jockeying goes on.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a different environment than I've been in. I really felt like I was playing, you know, like it wasn't at the front of my mind. And I was just kind of hitting some poor golf shots, but, you know, it's hard to say that there wasn't any influence of the, you know, the stress of being number 70. But really I played well and I, you know, just made a few mistakes. Like the game was there. It was just different. I mean, it's definitely a different, like I said, environment, you know, playing in than I really ever have been.
It's just, I mean, I tell people all the time, you don't realize how big a difference it is, 125 to 70. I mean, there's some guys that play really nice, solid golf all year round, just like you did. You finished 74th. So, I mean, hats off to a good, solid rookie season.
Thank you.
Great things coming ahead. But obviously, I think it's different for you because, like you said, you roomed with Matt Wolff and Viktor Hovland, two of the best players in the world. But throughout the year, were you paired with anyone that just kind of like blew you away? You're like, my God, this guy is good.
Yeah, I played with Tony Finau at Travelers this year. And he was just the first one that popped to my brain. I played with a lot of very good golfers this year, but he didn't play that well that day. But, you know, fantastic attitude on the golf course one, but also just, I mean, he hits the golf ball so good. I mean, it's unbelievable how good he hits the golf ball. And you know, he's swinging at 80% at best, and he's just smashing it by you. It's really incredible to watch him play golf. But for the most part, early on in the year, I'm playing with guys I played with on the Corn Ferry Tour, you know, in your category. So really my only chances were the weekends. And but there's so many good golfers out there. I mean, it's really fun to compete with those guys.
What was your first year like? Like, not necessarily in terms of the competition, just the experience as a whole, like your expectations. Oh, I'm a rookie on the PGA Tour. Here we go. All right, now you're through it. You got a full season basically under your belt. How did it stack up to what you expected? Yeah,
I mean, I think I really obviously you have high expectations going into the year, you know, wanting to be rookie of the year. Obviously, not going to win that anymore. But, looking back on it, I think I had a really, really solid season. I mean, I missed 7 cuts in a row, and then I was able to come back from that and play really well when I needed to. And it's very hard to win. I went and at Byron Nelson, I was tied for the lead going in the last round and shot a bogey-free 6 under and lost. It's just it's hard to win, so it's hard to, set this rookie year of being a win would have been, an accomplishment, which it would have. But, I think just the continuing or keeping my card and progressing the way I was progressing, I'm very, very happy with how the season went.
Well, you did set one record, and it's not one you're going to be proud of. But, throughout the season, we started this CBS stroll or walk and talk, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did do it with us at Memorial on the 13th hole.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Austin, you made the only double bogey of anyone we mic'd up throughout the whole season. So I'm sorry, but we will send you a nice Frank Nobilo autographed bobblehead or something like that.
Perfect.
For
That's just what I need.
That double could have been the difference on the year, dude. You got to freaking talk and entertain everybody. You know what I mean? They should send you a check.
I was not involved. I was not involved.
Trying to be Mr. Razzle Dazzle, all of a sudden you make dub. That's tough too. When that thing first came out, I was like, this will be sweet when dudes are knocking it on par 5s and 2 and 2-putting or making eagle or something. I was like, wait for the first little snappy off the tee, and a dude's got to reload and he's got to talk through it right after that. I was like, that's gonna be a little issue.
It was not the interview that was the issue. It was just horrible timing on the fact that I actually hit a fairly decent drive and it ended up in just a terrible spot. And,
awful.
I mean, deep rough off a straight up slope, and then I compounded errors. But it was funny though, because I had hit it great all day long, and then just that. Oh.
Well, we got absolutely abused
timing.
for it. They're like, this guy's tied for second place. You put the headphones in him, immediately make double bogey because you aren't talking to him. I'm like, okay, dude. Like, calm down. But
I saw Billy Horschel did it this week, and he made birdie on the hole. So it's not the interview. Yeah.
We actually had a really nice record. Our producer texted it to us the other day. It was pretty interesting to see. Most guys played really well with it in.
Yeah.
Like you said, you just got really unlucky with that lie on the tee shot.
Yeah, if you hit it down the fairway and then have a basic number, I mean, it's not going to change anything. But whenever you're out of position, obviously it's a little more difficult.
Is that something though, like you think players should be more willing to do? I mean, it's great. And obviously, like for Ping, it gets them more exposure. It gets people to know who you are.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, honestly, even though I doubled the hole, I definitely got, more publicity and, just I think the whole thing's fantastic. I think guys should do it. Obviously, it's going to be harder to get guys that are, already so well recognized to do it. But I think it's fantastic. I really like it. And I think it's, even whenever I've been at home and watching someone do it, I think it's very entertaining. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and props to you for doing it. I mean, in that situation, trying to win for the first time. That was one of the highlights of the year, was that Byron Nelson. Like you mentioned, you had some lowlights, like with the missed cuts in a row. In your game, what is it that dictates which type of week you're going to have? Like, you're one of the best drivers in golf, so I assume it's not that. Is it the putter that's like week to week, or what dictates how the week's going to go?
Yeah, typically driver's always been pretty solid and for me. But the weeks that I do miss the cut, it's the weeks that I'm not putting in the fairway. I mean, that's really, I feel like I either hit 12 to 14, or not 14 fairways, but, 10 to 12 fairways around, or I hit 6, and it's kind of hot and cold with that throughout this year, which typically hasn't been a thing in my past. I think that's the biggest difference from amateur golf, college golf, Korn Ferry Tour versus PGA Tour, is how important it is to be in the fairway. I mean, it is such a, you have to be to get to the whole locations, the greens are firm. I mean, just everything about it. And then I'm a streaky putter on top of that. So, the weeks that I was matched up with, driving it in the rough and then struggling with the putter, it was just no chance.
I gotta ask, because I followed your group a couple times this year, and talking to Hayden, I mean, everybody just raves about how cool, calm, and collected you are. Do you get nervous at all?
I do get nervous, for sure.
You don't show it.
I don't get nervous. Like, I know guys get nervous on first tees. I don't get nervous on first tees. I get nervous on Fridays because I spent a lot of my time hanging around that cut line. And obviously at Byron Nelson, I was extremely nervous. But I do think that's something I do pretty well, is I have a pretty level head. And I've always been complimented on that, and something that I, continue to, try to maintain for sure.
How much fun is Friday afternoon hanging around the cut line? Nothing better.
Nothing better than being early morning, finishing up on what's the projected cut and just waiting all day long.
Makes the nap easy.
Oh gosh, yeah. Just one more
Fun.
birdie is all you're thinking about, and you would have just been chilling.
Just smashing refresh over and over
Oh,
till your
yeah.
phone breaks. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's
Beautiful.
so beautiful. What another one of your highlights of the year, US Open, highlighted, the super highlight was the little 29 burger on the front on Sunday. I was there and I was watching the putt. Did you know at the time that putt for 28, lowest 9-hole score in major championship history?
I did not know it was for the lowest score. I didn't realize that I didn't realize until after the round that I had tied it. But, man, I hit a good putt. I don't know if you saw the putt. It was one of those putts from 12 feet that when you miss it statistically, I should not lose strokes. I think that's where strokes gain gets a little skewed at times, playing 12-footer with 12 feet of break. But it was crazy. It was just one of those moments where I was just asleep. Felt like I was blacked out. Everything was going in. It was so fun.
Those are fun days. That was an impressive
That was the
9 holes.
best.
A
Thank
really
you.
good week. If you could, looking back at your season, you got a 3-4 week off season, whatever it is. What's the one part of the game you'll focus on the most?
It's always been for me the short game. Chipping, putting. If I can just clean up a few strokes around the green, and I've improved on that significantly. I was a very poor chipper throughout college, and in the last couple of years, and I've gotten to where I'm mediocre at best. And it's just, the difference between chipping it to 4 feet and 2 feet is huge. And just continuing to work on that area. And then obviously just the maintenance on the full swing, because I feel like that's, where I strive. But definitely short game is where you see these guys out here. They are so good around the greens.
Yeah, you're mediocre. These Oklahoma State guys aren't afraid to just bash on their own chipping. I think Victor's like, I suck. Yeah, I'm mediocre at best. Luckily, you guys hit it like gods. I was gonna ask you, are you ready to enjoy a little time off? I think you played 27 events this year on tour. That's a big load. And then here you are, you're texting before like, yo, I'm just finishing up some golf, and then you just told me you're playing the Oklahoma Open.
Yeah,
you're gonna play your state Open. The other good dudes in that, gotta hate to see that. By the way.
Yeah, so the Oklahoma Open luckily is in my backyard. I live on the golf course that it's played at, so I almost have to play, But yeah, I was kind of at first was planning on not picking up the clubs this week and then kind of getting after it. But there's some areas I do want to improve on, and it's a short off season. I don't really have time to, take a month off and get after it. So I'm looking forward to the Oklahoma Open a lot. It's the course I grew up on, so it'll be fun. And you rewrite carts. It'll just be like playing at home. So,
what's the purse at the Oklahoma Open?
Oh man, I don't know. I think 10 grand of the winner. So whatever that math equals out to.
Okay.
Oh, the jicky jacker. All the jicky guys are gonna hate seeing your name.
It used to be pretty good because I remember. Like Ernie Els used to play in it. I think it used to be a pretty big purse, 20 years ago or so.
State Opens, dude. That's where careers are made, bud. You're gonna have a lot of PGA Tour titles. You only get it, you don't know when the last time you get a chance to get that OK Open.
Is Hayden playing?
You're still based. Say what?
Is Hayden playing the Oklahoma Open?
He is. He is.
Perfect.
That's why he's here.
We're gonna need live scoring. Yeah, we will be on the phone, live scoring updates on this. There will be some interested parties. And you're still based at Oklahoma. A lot of the Oklahoma guys opt to stay there. It's not ideal in the winter, but like, who's your games right now? You go home, you want to, on an off week, and you want to play and stay competitive. Who are you playing with?
We have a ton of guys out at the club I play at. I would say we have 20 guys playing professionally at the club I play, on all different, consistently 20 guys. We probably have 30 members that aren't here as frequent as well, but typically, I don't know if you guys know Quade Cummins. He's on the Korn Ferry Tour, OU grad. And then Jonathan Brightwell, and who else do we play with? Brad Dahlke, Tyson Reeder. There's all these guys that have gone through the Oklahoma schools. And we all just love it here. Super easy lifestyle. No added stressors. We don't have traffic. It's just when we come home, it feels like we're home,
Well, when we had a couple beers last year, you were talking about maybe coming to Scottsdale in the winter?
Yeah, we're still
birdie.
Yeah, we're still thinking about it. We're in a situation right now where it's like we either have to, make it pretty tight and do something where we'd split time or we would sell here and go over there. And we still haven't made up our minds yet. So we'll see.
Good news. Good news is, Austin, I actually have a house on the market at the moment.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I'll only fleece you a little bit, not too bad. It's right down the road from Whisper Rock and TPC. So
Perfect.
Just throw that out there for you. Maybe talk to the wife about it.
Yeah. She's the one making the decision for sure. So.
And we need some more good golfers around here.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a game.
Yeah, there's no good golfers in Arizona, huh?
No, I'm starving.
They keep coming.
We're
so
starving
annoying.
for them.
They're trying to pick off my pigeons too. Hayden's got a hold of Jamie Stowitz, and I lost.
That's the problem.
I know. He that was my little ATM guy.
You get one dude that's easy money, then all of a sudden the vultures just start coming like, oh, you want a game tomorrow and the next 17 Thursdays in a row? Yeah, and then you don't get it anymore. Actually,
I went out there right before the Sunny Open. I played with Jamie, a few of the members out there, and it was just a blast. So fun. Whisper Rock is incredible.
Good spot. We would love to have you someday. Sleece, should we get to the E9?
Yes, let's do it.
This shouldn't be any fun at all.
I'm very interested in some of these.
All right, so we'll start off. We ask this to everyone. You can be someone else for a day in the life of anyone over the history of time. Who would it be?
Justin Bieber. That guy's had a pretty good go at it.
Okay, that's a first.
Yeah.
He
had a lot of years where there's probably some good days.
See, that one's doable. Greg Chalmers recently said Taylor Swift, and that was kind of awkward.
I don't think I could do what Taylor Swift's doing. My wife went to one of the concerts. She said she performed for 3.5 hours and had 6 more shows that week.
44 songs. She wouldn't even meet
unbelievable.
She wouldn't even meet with Travis Kelce. She doesn't do any meet and greets before or after.
I mean, how could you? After 3.5 hours, I just go to bed.
Yeah, Travis took the time to make up a little friendship bracelet with his phone number on it. He's going to shoot his shot. He's like, no, dog, I know this is your stadium. You win Super Bowls, but can't get back there.
Sleaze is just getting his vocal cords warmed up after 3.5 hours.
That's a warm-up, dog. Yeah, come on, Taylor. All right, Bieber. I think that might be the first Bieber. That's a good one. That's very understandable.
What was your nickname and who gave it to you?
It was SFB for shit for brains from Zach Boshuis, who I think gave it to me.
Oh, God.
I used to come up with the funniest, I thought they were hilarious, would you rathers. I'm not going to give any examples. And then the nickname shit for brains started happening. So.
Oh, that's great.
Shit for brains. We've had cockbite. These are good. Good.
Yeah.
The Would You Rather game, by the way, is spectacular. That's what we should change.
It's the greatest game on the planet.
You can learn a lot about a fella quick.
You can.
Would You Rather.
Yes, you can.
Quickly. Some friendships can end.
Die
quickly. In some car rides. All right, this one. I have the answer on the other side, but I need to know yours. Who do you think is more of a natural model in the Michael Kors photo shoots? You or Bo Hostler? Who do you think sells it?
Who sells it better? Is that
like who's kind of owning it,
Man, we did a photo shoot together. I had no idea what I was doing. Bo acted like this was his 100th time behind a camera. So, I mean, I'm going to have to go with Bo.
That's great. He's a little model.
Too. A little California kid. He's like, shooting on the beach.
Just another day for him.
Oh, God, it was good. I texted him. I was like, I'm going to ask Austin, what do you think? And he's like, oof, photo finish, he said. But I'd lean towards me. And I was like, yeah. I feel like you're more in your element out there.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Really simple. Do you have any tattoos?
I do.
Can you tell us about it, maybe?
Yeah. So Nick Heinen, a buddy of mine who caddies for Matt Wolff. We went to the same high school, and we were working out one day in December, so there's no golfing going on. And we were at Qdoba, and he goes, "Would you ever get a tattoo?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably." And he was like, "Let's just go make an appointment or something." So we drove to this local, tattoo place in Oklahoma City. And there we were just asking about, availability coming up. And they were like, "Yeah, we actually have 2 spots in an hour." And so both him and I have horrible tattoos that we designed in an hour. And Can
you describe it for us?
Yeah, let's hear about it. Go.
I have a map of the world right underneath Michael Kors. So it's What's hilarious though. So it was like in their booklet. I'm just scrolling through their booklet. Like, what am I gonna get? And so I picked it out, and they initially drew the stencil, and it was my whole chest. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to shrink that down. And they're like, well, we're gonna have to lose a couple islands if we do that. And I was like, that is okay. So
you and AJ McCarron, just full chest tat.
Oh god.
What's funny too is it's just the outline too. So it's like barely any ink, just of the map of the earth.
We gotta lose a few countries if we shrink it. I don't know. Who cares about Antarctica? They're fine.
Yeah, Hawaii's non-existent on my map.
So I heard about this too. How did you pick? I didn't know the whole story though. How did you pick when you're scrolling through the book, you're like, yeah, I want the world on my chest. Of all the things.
I don't know how many booklets at tattoo parlors you've looked through, but there wasn't a whole lot of great options for a guy who really wasn't sure about getting a tattoo. And it was funny though, because Nick went first, and he was like, "You're gonna back out. You're gonna back out." And I was like, "All right, now I gotta do it." So
hey,
ended up with a tattoo on my chest.
Good for you. Does the wife love it? Loves when you take your shirt off?
Yeah, absolutely loves it. No. I was like trying to get it covered up, and she's like, "No, you're removing it." So looks like no more ink in my future.
Okay, fair.
Why would you cover it up? It's sick.
Yeah, it's got a great story. Yeah, everybody's always like, "What's it mean?" I was like, "There's literally no meaning behind it." And they're like, "I don't believe you." I'm like, "No, I promise you, there's."
We just finished doing chess boxing. Figured we might as well get a tattoo.
Exactly.
Normal, yeah, just normal shit. That's good. All right. Next one. This one's concerning to me. Are you the only OSU alum ever in the history who elected to get married during Bedlam?
Oh,
Hayden Wood
no.
also got married on Bedlam.
Who did?
Hayden Wood.
Whoa. Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. He's not a sports kid. He just does whatever his wife says.
So what happened with ours is OU has always been on the weekend after Thanksgiving. And then, so we had planned out our wedding, after COVID, there was tons of weddings, and there was only one date available that was not going to be on Bedlam and fit the golf schedule to not be over Q school. And man, my wife considered canceling our wedding. Not canceling, but postponing.
Canceling it. Found somebody better.
Found somebody better. Yeah, who doesn't have a tattoo on his chest.
Oh, what bad luck that is.
I know. Yeah, it's always been the last game of the season, and it was not.
Were you like in between vows, be like, "Hey,
okay,
but anybody score?"
Oh, we would look back, and everybody was on their phone watching the game.
Yeah, the priest just erupts in the middle of the deal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Does anybody object? Exactly. Honestly, nobody's watching.
What's funny too is she went to OU, I went to OSU, so we're house divided anyways, and then on Bedlam, it was pretty good.
That's gotta be fun. Does that get intense at all?
She slowly turned into an OSU fan, I tell her, but she does not agree. So it's luckily for our relationship, there's not going to be many OSU OU games in the future.
Yeah, it makes for a rough anniversary when one of you is just butthurt beyond belief.
Exactly.
Is it my turn? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can fire.
All right. Freshman year, you and Matt Wolff went out for fraternity. Better frat bro, you or Matt Wolff?
Oh, he was.
And what frat was it?
We were Fiji's at Oklahoma State. He was definitely more involved, I would say. I milked being on the golf team to get out of things a lot, but he was definitely, I would say he was better fraternity brother than I was.
That's got to be tough doing the frat stuff, workouts and everything, practice at school. Oof.
It was, and was funny though. So like my first semester, I wasn't traveling because I hadn't made the team yet, and he was. So I was, way more involved then. But yeah, it was a lot. But I'm so glad we did it. It was, especially for him. I knew a lot of people that went to Oklahoma State, being 45 minutes from here, but Matt didn't have any friends at Oklahoma State, and it was a really good. I think it was great for him, and we're still really close with a lot of our pledge brothers.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Could have got the Fiji tat on the ankle.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Just
as you get older, that gets cooler.
I'll just put it right in Oklahoma on my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice addition.
Yeah, would be. All right, last one from me. What's your structure like with your caddy Stone? Do you have to pay extra if you end up puking in his bed?
Oh boy.
God.
Yeah, that was
Is that a little bonus check for the kid?
Yeah, so we were at a Monday qualifier in Hawaii on that. Yeah, that was an entertaining night. Yeah.
Sleaze, you dug deep, man. You get
He dug
personal.
deep. I forgot about some of these stories.
We're peeling back the layers, dude. The world needs to know Austin. You know what I mean? He's coming.
There was a lobby bar, and we got a little too deep into the bar.
Mai Tais.
Free drinks.
Dude, Hawaii's sneaky. I've seen it happen to great talents down there. You get like you're in the islands, you want a little island drink, you don't realize how quickly those things just tomahawk you, and then all of a sudden it's coming back. Been asked to leave a few places, maybe allegedly down there. It can happen.
Luckily, that was our last night. So sorry to our
get the
hell out. Maintenance people.
All right.
Yeah.
Last one. Okay, obviously your wife's your favorite thing on the planet, but two of your other things are TikTok and Zens. You have to give up one. Which would it be?
Right now I'm working off of the Zens, so that would be the first to go. And I've set up that timer on TikTok. There's like a timer you can set it at to where it'll like notify you've been on so long, and you have to put in a passcode. And sadly, that passcode has not yet slowed me down.
What kind of time limit are we trying to give ourselves?
So it's a 40-minute timer, and it's for the whole day. And
that's not bad.
No, and I mean, it's bad. I'm on TikTok way too much. But when we're on the road, what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah, you're sitting in your hotel room.
It's like I'm either going to scroll Twitter or I'm going to scroll, or I guess X now, but X or, TikTok. So
I think that's stupid, by the way. I'm not calling it X. I'm sticking to Twitter.
It's Twitter.
Yeah, who cares? It's still Twitter. It'll always be Twitter. But I love that you put a lock on it, but you're the one that set the password.
Yeah.
Like, I have that for my kids so they don't watch cartoons for 5 hours. But guess what? They don't know numbers, so it's a little easier.
I should probably have my wife set the passcode and not tell me what it is. That'd probably be better.
Give me your favorite follower on TikTok.
Favorite follower on TikTok. Man, I don't even like. It's so different than the other social medias. I don't even know who follows me.
I don't even know. Like, who's your favorite to follow? Sorry.
Oh, favorite to follow.
Like, I don't do TikTok, so I don't know much about it.
It's mostly just like the For You page. Like, there's recommended For You. Man, I don't know. I love the Family Guy clips. So whenever I see those, I'm locked in.
Nice, man.
Got that on the gram.
We'll work on that. Yeah, maybe let somebody else set your password.
Yeah, that's
your passcode to get through there.
That's a good idea.
Like it, man. Well, dude,
be careful with the Zens, dude. Don't give those up too quick. You know what I mean? Big time of year.
It is.
Sleaze love the Zens.
Keep your body happy.
Well,
you know what I mean? Listen to your body.
Well, congrats on a really solid rookie season, man. Super happy for you. Best of luck in the future. We really, really enjoyed sitting down and chatting with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It was a lot of fun.
All right, that was the Oklahoma State Cowboy, Austin Eckroat, joining us after a very solid rookie season. This kid's going to continue to get better and better. Everyone that knows him loves him. They rave about his talent. I think he's going to be just a really solid player out on the PGA Tour for a very long time. Some questionable decisions, though. The tattoo, which we saw offline. We're not going to share anything out there, but not the best idea. I'm really shocked by that one. Like,
not the best. That's one way to put it, yeah.
Not the best idea, but hey, it is what it is. He's got a great story, though.
Yeah, me and my boy just decided we're going to go get a tattoo. So I flipped through a book at a random joint and picked out the world, threw it right on the chest. Looks like a dude that has a very spotty understanding of world geography actually stitched that thing or sketched that thing, too.
Well, talking to the BMW Championship winner, Viktor Hovland, who is teammates with him, I believe the tattoo is kind of what led to the nickname SFB, shit for brains.
Okay. So good. Shit for everyone has someone like in their crew, you just call them that when they do something stupid or whatever. But to have that be like your permanent nickname. Good news is, like, once you make it, like he's made it right now, it kind of has to die out because the dudes can't go in an interview and be like, oh, how'd shit for brains play? Yeah, I mean, they got to tighten it up a little bit. But dude, Eckroat, he's awesome year, 74th, right? As a rookie, hard to do. He hits it so good. He's one of the best drivers in the game. I think this guy's going to be around for a long time. Colt, he's got a little bit of he's just such a dude. If you talk to him, like, nothing really bothers him. He reminds me a lot, like, demeanor-wise, of DJ. Just You watch him play, like, dude, there's no up, there's no down. He's pretty chill. Oh, yeah, man, how to play? Go. I just made some putts or whatever. Like, he's just very chill. Nothing seems to get him too fired up. It keeps a level head. I think he's in for a long run on the PGA Tour.
And unfortunately, he did make our only double bogey on the CBS stroll there at the Memorial. So I guess he'll be known for something.
It's a record.
CBS.
It's a record.
Treasure that Frank Nobilo autograph that I'm going to send you for that. It's worth a lot.
Ooh, yeah, that's worth making dub. Shit.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. But make sure you go to fairwayjockey.com. Right now, we are running a 30% off special on all of our Birdie Juice gear. There's not all sizes are in stock, but there's still plenty out there to get. And who doesn't like 30% off? So once again, go to fairwayjockey.com and check that out. And we'll talk to you on next week's Subpar.